Good morning, Fort Worth. It is the 26th day of March. You got Andrew and Michael Brittner. Morning, Mike.
Morning, Andrew. How are you?
Here, it's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, and we are finally here after all the traffic. I don't know what they're doing to I-20 and I-30.
We should have seen this coming.
We need flying cars at this point.
They're coming. We'll have them soon.
I hope so.
Yeah, so we moved the show back an hour. We were doing this for the last, 4 or 5 months. Having the episode out to you by 8 a.m. We pushed it back an hour because we polled the audience, and you guys answered back with a resounding silence. Nobody said anything. So looking at the analytics, I'm like, you know what? I think we're going to start sleeping in an hour. But now we're paying for it by just that extra hour. We're now spending half of that in traffic.
What would be funny is if we start showing up an hour early to beat the traffic to shoot the show an hour later.
It's kind of what I was doing. I don't know, man. You just can't win for losing.
Yeah.
Well, good morning, guys. Thank y'all for making Fort Worth Roots Morning Show part of your day. We wanted to give you a 20-minute snapshot of what's happening in the community and just get you ready with some news stories and a little bit of joy on your way to work, dropping the kids off, whatever you're doing this morning. But thank you. You can find every single thing that Fort Worth Roots does by just going to the platform you want to find us on and typing in Fort Worth Roots. We're on all the stuff. You can listen to us everywhere, and there's videos associated with it today. If you're watching the camera, you'll notice that we changed the setup today. We do that from time to time, but the reason we put the camera in a different location is because Hoppin got a whole new vibe. Y'all have got furniture,
Most of it, yep.
Brand new furniture. Yeah, you're still missing the couch.
Still missing the big old leather sectional, but I got to fix the tables and stuff. They're a little bit too high for a lounge space, but it's really cool. Comfy. It's comfy.
Yeah, and that's the idea that you guys were going for, is make it look way less, not industrial, but anyway, now it's way more comfortable in here.
Well, we noticed people, when we had the booths with the cushioned seats, those would typically fill up first.
Uh-huh.
People really like, I guess the soft cushion seats instead of the plastic ones. But there wasn't a ton of variety in terms of places to sit around here. Mm-hmm. The plastic chairs are great, but we just thought it'd be cool if you had the option. Go sit on a couch.
Well, and this opens it up to the stage, because you're right. Everybody loved the booths, but now they're kind of out of the fun. If you got somebody on stage, they can't even watch with the booths. But with this, the way it's set up now, this is great for somebody that wants to come in and, like, I've got my laptop set up right now, and this is a cool workspace. And y'all's Wi-Fi is pretty decent most days. So
yeah, it should be.
This would be a good place for them business nerds to get together and, hey, Jack, you want to go do some work and have a beer? You could do that here. This is a good little workspace.
Who's Jack?
I don't know. His name could be Evan or Bobby or
Caleb. Chad. How about Chad?
Chad. Nah, you don't want Chad.
No.
Stay out here, Chad. We're kidding, Chad. You need some beer? Come on down. All right. Well, let's get into it, folks. We have segments that we chop up for you guys. I did want to, I guess we'll get into it in a minute. I wanted to tell people about what we got into yesterday. I made my favorite video for you guys on Instagram yesterday in front of a large billboard. I'd love for you to go check it out on Instagram. Again,
it's hilarious.
Fort Worth Roots.
Hilarious.
I thought for sure I was going to get messages from people telling me, you got to take that down. That's too much.
No, I bet it was the opposite.
Yeah, well, people loved it. And some people that I didn't think would actually do it accepted the collaboration. So that's cool.
That's nice.
Yeah. I didn't tag Hoppin because I thought that might not be Hoppin related stuff. All right, let's get into the weather, folks. This is your 10-day forecast. Let's see if, I don't know, sometimes I do 10 days, sometimes I just give you the week. Today is 83 for a high, 63 for a low. The wind is going to be 15 miles an hour today. I don't usually pay attention to the wind when I'm reading the weather report, but for the last 3 weeks, we've been living on Mars. So
yeah, are we done with that? Is that over?
No, we're not done.
Okay, great.
So today's 15 mile an hour winds. Thursday, 75 for a high, 60 for a low, 24% chance of rain, 17 mile an hour winds. Friday, 70 for a high, 62 for a low, AM showers, 74% chance, 12-mile-an-hour winds. Saturday, 85 for a high, 67 for a low. It's going to have some AM clouds, PM sun, 17-mile-an-hour winds. And then Sunday, 75 for a high, 48 for a low, 13-mile-an-hour winds. And then just kind of scanning forward into next week, it looks like we've got some moderate rain chances all week, and it's going to be hovering between about 83 degrees, 85 degrees, and kind of 52 for the low next week. So
some pretty good patio weather coming up.
It's good patio weather, and Hoppin also has an excellent patio. Tres Amigos over there on Magnolia is another good place for patioing. All right, let's get into National Day of March 26th. Today is Manatee Appreciation Day. I'm just going to click on it. Here we go. We celebrate Manatee Appreciation Day on the last Wednesday of March. On March 26th this year to raise awareness of the endangered sea cows who are quickly falling victim to pollution, global warming, and hunting. Did you know manatees weigh as much as 1,200 pounds but survive on seagrass alone? That's a
I told you not to talk about my mom. Sorry, Mom. I love you.
I was trying to come up with some joke referring to you as a manatee, and I just was drawing a blank. They have no natural enemy except humans. This day is celebrated to appreciate, learn more about, and protect the bloated beanbag. That's not nice. Lookalikes from deadly human activities. They are one of the cutest sea creatures for sure.
No one else, like sharks, don't eat manatees. I mean,
no. It's sharks. As dumb as sharks are, they have tiny little brains. But they do watch their diet, and manatees are like straight fat, man. So,
good point.
It's not a slimming oceanic food.
Not great for the health conscious sharks.
And look at that. Did you notice that manatees' eyeballs look like buttholes? Look at that.
I didn't notice that, but now that you pointed out,
I'm dead right.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
We had a manatee whenever I was in, I think, 4th or 5th grade that we adopted. His name was Merlin, and we rescued him.
Where did you keep Merlin?
That's what I thought. They told us we were going to rescue a manatee. I thought we were going to have him in our 5th grade classroom. Didn't work
Just
like
sitting
that.
at the desk.
Well, I mean, come on, teacher. Explain yourself a little better. I'm a child. All right, this day in history, 1920, F. Scott Fitzgerald, first novel is published. Right on, moving on. 1958, Umiki wins Oscar. Japanese-born singer and actress Miyoshi Umiki takes home the Best Supporting Actress Oscar for the portrayal of a Japanese woman in a doomed romance with an American serviceman. Umiki is the first Asian performer to win an Academy Award. I heard something crazy that I forgot about today. In 1942, all of our Japanese friends here in the United States, they were United States citizens that had Japanese heritage. In 1942, without breaking any laws, in good standing, we took them from their homes and put them in internment camps out of fear. And it was a George Carlin bit I was listening to, and his point was, you don't have any rights. You have privileges that can be taken away at any moment. Just ask our Japanese friends, American citizens from 1942. 1979, Egypt-Israel peace treaty ends 30-year war. 7 months after meeting with U.S. President Jimmy Carter for peace talks at Camp David, Anwar Sadat of Egypt and Menachem Begin of Israel signed a treaty ending decades of conflict between their two countries. Cool. That happened in 1979 on this day. All right.
Before you get into the news, I'd like to make a charge to the audience.
Yeah.
I want a fan to make a compilation video of every time you try to read a weird name or a really difficult word. That would be so funny.
Are you going to be responsible for buying someone new pants? Because somebody's going to piss their pants. That would be
I will.
funny.
I'm on the record. I will buy you a pair of pants.
I don't have time to do that, but maybe future me can put that together. But yeah, if somebody out there's got time to take all the times I can't pronounce a name, which is literally every morning, you could just take like the last month and make a really good.
Yeah, it'd be like an hour long. I mean, it'd be hilarious.
Whatever. You try to read these damn names, Michael.
No, I'm good. You're doing great. You're doing a great job.
Our first news story today from FWTX.com. It's the Fort Worth Magazine. I was actually on here today trying to find the best of write-up apparently it's time to start voting for your favorite places here in Fort Worth, and that's the video I was telling you about with me standing in front of a billboard on Instagram talking about the Fort Worth Magazine's best of. And now I'm questioning my sanity and my memory because I can't find it on Fort Worth Magazine's website. I even used the search bar. So,
is there a category for best billboard in Fort Worth? There should be.
Well, you know what? And I was thinking, by the way, folks, if you know of a really bizarre billboard, let me know, because I think I'm going to start a video series doing videos in front of really awful billboards. All right, here's the story, and it is by FWTX staff. I don't know why people are scared to put their name on it, unless there is a guy that just goes by staff. Lights out Texas, safeguard migratory birds under the night sky. 2 billion migratory birds pass through Texas yearly, but light pollution puts them at risk. Here's how you can help. There's a magic in the Texas sky, and it's about more than just sunsets. When the seasons shift, the Texas air fills with the stirring flight of nearly 2 billion migratory birds. Okay, I just want the details. Where are the details?
Just turn off those spotlights you have pointed in the sky, and you're good.
It's not just an inconvenience for these birds. It's a full-blown crisis for U.S. bird population, which has been in steep decline since 1970. With an estimated 1 billion U.S. bird deaths each year, this collision course with our built environment threatens not just their migration, but their very existence. In 2020, Texas began a statewide initiative to address this problem head-on. Spearheaded by the Cornell Lab of Ornithology and Birdcast, with major contributions from local organizations like Houston Arbrum, the Dallas Zoo, and the Perot Museum of Nature and Science. Lights Out Texas is a campaign designed to protect migratory birds from the disorienting effects of light pollution. The campaign reached new heights when, in the fall of 2020, Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson declared Lights Out Night in an effort to reduce the risk facing birds. By spring 2021, this call to action had spread throughout Texas, amplified by Texan by Nature, a nonprofit founded by former First Lady Laura Bush. I just want the facts. Okay, so what can you do to make a difference? Turn off your lights. Damn it. I could have guessed that.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. From 11 p.m. to 6 a.m., when birds are migrating through Texas, building owners, homeowners, businesses, and developers can help by turning off non-essential lights. Do you think that's why Walmart's not 24 hours anymore?
Could be.
This means no decorative lighting, no unnecessary outdoor lighting, and where possible, dimming or extinguishing any indoor light that could be visible from the outside. Let me pitch this to you. This always drives me nuts. ERCOT and all these other news stories where they tell residents to, manage their power better so that it doesn't affect the grid. Or here, reading the story talking about, hey, if you have a light that might go through a window, make sure you turn that off. Those are not the big contributors. The skyscrapers that make up our city skyline, the massive highways with lighting all the way up and down, the big stuff, the infrastructure stuff. That's where you make the changes. Leave grandma with her night light on in the kitchen alone. I'm just saying.
She just needs to use a candle, but we're going to leave the Fort Worth skyline lights on.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. All right. So there's my daily rant. I get one, all right? I get one every day.
Just one. No more.
So this is the one I almost jumped the gun on a minute ago. This one is from FortWorthReport.org. Story by Cecilia Linzen. Signed, sealed, and delivered at $226.5 million. It's the Fort Worth City Hall. It's open for business. I went to the ribbon cutting yesterday. I got to rub shoulders with all of Fort Worth's most notable names. I had a moment, and I was telling a friend of mine yesterday, Jay Chapa was almost standing on my toes talking to somebody else. And I went back and forth. It's like, you remember Terminator, where he was, I think maybe it was Terminator 2. He's trying to not hurt the boy, but he's got like conflicting programming. You remember that? He's like switching back and forth. It's like terminate, protect, terminate, protect.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I was
that was you?
Trying to decide not to terminate, but I was trying to decide whether I should
be clear.
Stick my hand out and be like, Jay Chapa, I'm Andrew Turner from Fort Worth Roots. And I just kept cycling back and forth like, don't be a shit. Don't bother this man. You're not important enough. But everybody was dressed like that. We're looking at a picture right now with everybody holding the ribbon. There's Betsy Price, Maddie Parker, Jay Chapa, and a bunch of other cool people in suits and stuff. I was wearing a polo and jeans and tennis shoes. And so I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I've dressed appropriately to stick my arm out a foot and be like, hey,
he would have
Mr. Chapa.
He would have just stared at you like,
nah.
No.
He looks like a really nice guy. Like, I don't think he would at all. He was real personable. He's talking to everybody else that was all up in his face and being real nice. I don't think he would have reacted poorly. I don't know. I hear stories about people like running across the restaurant or crossing the street to grab a celebrity and be like, will you take a picture with me? And Jay Chapa, Maddie Parker, Betsy Price, they get enough of these people walking up to him and trying to steal time. So I didn't want to be that guy. But anyway, Jay Chapa, we want you on the show. Ribbon cutting. Yeah, this building is insane. It's the old Pier 1 building. And they actually had the Pier 1, the guy that owned it before has passed away. But they brought his wife out and acknowledged her during the ribbon cutting. I thought that was kind of cool.
It is cool.
But yeah, they have dropped a bunch of money on this building. And Maddie Parker, one of the things she said during the ribbon cutting was, or before the ribbon cutting, she said that this actually financially made sense for the city to spend this much money on this space. And I don't understand how that makes sense. She didn't pull up like a PowerPoint presentation and explain it to me, but
The more you spend, the more you save.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And that's why you bought all this really nice furniture?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, because you're now saving money.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't believe you. With Fort Worth perched on the precipice of major population growth and evolving political landscape, a new central hub for city operations has officially opened for business. The former Pier 1 building at 100 Fort Worth Trail is now Fort Worth City Hall. It houses multiple city departments, the mayors and council members, offices, and newly built council chambers where weekly city council meetings will take place. I was also not dressed well enough for that. I didn't understand where the meeting place was going to be at, so I went inside, up the escalator, and almost walked into the council chamber room, whatever. And I was immediately, like, two officers, like, stepped in front of my path. They're like, excuse me, can we help you? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Because of the polo and the jeans?
It's the polo, man. I don't look like... I would have stopped me, too.
Yeah.
I am out of place.
Yep.
Yeah. One of these things is not like the other. All right. Directly after the first meeting in the new chamber, March 25th, a man in a polo was stopped by two officers at the city council members, celebrated the 18-story building, opening with a ribbon-cutting ceremony alongside former officials, city staff, and community members. Mayor Maddie Parker and city manager Jay Chapa described the building's opening as a significant achievement for the city. The milestone comes amid several consequential changes in Fort Worth as the city recently surpassed Austin in population size, becoming the 11th largest city in the nation. And I think Betsy Price, whenever she got up there and started talking, she was the longest serving mayor of Fort Worth. And she said that whenever she took office, Fort Worth was the 17th largest city in the U.S. And
wow.
Now it's the 11th. To kind of put that into perspective for you. Let's see here. City council members hired Chapa as Fort Worth's first new city manager in a decade. At the end of 2024, and council members are set to hire a new police chief this summer. In May, voters will decide who they want to continue ushering Fort Worth forward as all city council seats are on the ballot. However, it's not in the article, or it might be, but I'm not going to read anymore. Some of the seats are uncontested. So you're going to get the same people in the same seats because nobody wants the job. And I don't blame them. Except for Jay Chapa. That dude is paid. I don't know what the mayor makes, but I know Jay Chapa is he's good. He's real good. In fact,
good.
Jay, if you're listening, we do take donations here at the Fort Worth Roots podcast. What else? Yeah, it was cool. I got this little pin. I'm going to put it. So I was complaining to Megan last night. I was like, babe, I need to start dressing like an adult. I really do. She's like...
I was going to say it, but...
Well, I dress like you, so eat a whole bag of D's. She's like, Do you not remember that, like, back in December, I bought you a new sports coat and, like, a bunch of, like, nice clothes because you've made this statement before. So I went and I bought you a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I do remember that. So I've got, like, a whole new wardrobe that I need to start wearing, I guess.
My biggest question is, why didn't you just wear what you wore at the dating game?
Because that's a costume, and that suit, I was telling somebody yesterday, it might have been you, that suit was meant for a 5-foot-tall, 400-pound man. That does not fit.
Oh, I thought you were saying it fits perfectly.
Did you just call me a manatee? Yeah, it was cool, and I've got a video. I'll put that up today of just running around there, and it was cool to see Betsy Price. Like, she's doing great. I haven't seen her since since our recording that we did like 3 years ago. And I'll let this cat out of the bag. The real reason I wanted to go to that ribbon cutting was because I wanted to have something to talk about with the mayor of Fort Worth when we sit down with her tomorrow.
What?
At the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm not going to tell you what time because I don't want you nerds showing up.
I'm just going to be there all day. I'm just going to camp out. I'll be there at 6 a.m., and I'm not leaving until you and the mayor show up.
I'm really looking forward to it. This is going to be good. The only reason I think, and I'm going to ask her this, I mean, it's not even a question, really. It's just I want to hear her say it. But the only reason we've got her coming on the show is because she is campaigning now for re-election. And I'm cool with that because that's exactly how we got Betsy Price on. She was campaigning to be the Tarrant County judge. Is that right? Something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway, so whatever the reason is, we're honored. It's going to be cool. And we should have that episode out. I think I'm going to drop like 9 episodes this week. So that's going to be cool. But yeah, I'm going to try to have that out before Monday. I'm not going to be able to do anything this weekend. So if there's an event going on, sorry, I'm not coming. Not this weekend.
You're busy with important people.
Well, I've just got a lot of recordings to get through. All right. One of the recordings is from last night at McFly's Pub. We meet out there every Tuesday. You guys know that, but we'd love to see you out there. Dallas weather, Fox4News.com, story by Andrew and Maddie Marks. The brief, North Texas saw golf ball-sized hail overnight, and more rain is expected this week. Cooler mornings this week will give way to warmer afternoons. I just wanted to hear about the hail. Anyway, I thought that was in the story. It's not, but Dallas got hit real nasty, real hard with some golf ball-sized hail. So anyway, there's that. Our good news story for the day is something I changed out for a wild story of the day. Michael, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we've got in front of us here? Because you were excited when I put this up.
Yeah. Okay, this is on Euronews.com. I'm giving credit. I always see you give credit by Anna. Oh, that's why you want to do it.
Yeah, good luck, hooker. Do it.
Anna Economou.
You did good.
Yeah,
I think you did all right.
The title is Going Underground, Experts Clash Over the Hidden City Beneath Egypt Pyramids.
Okay, I'll read it off.
Okay.
You tell us, though, what you think is going on. Your version of the story.
Something about they use some form of ground-penetrating radar or LiDAR. I'm not really sure. They think they may have found evidence of some very deep and very tall structures underneath the pyramids.
Yeah.
It's aliens.
I think
it's aliens.
The Anunnaki, 100%. All right, here's the story. A heated debate has erupted among Egyptologists after researchers claim to have found an underground city beneath the pyramids of Giza. Is the discovery based on radar images groundbreaking or exaggerated? Italian researcher led by Professor Corrado Malanga from the University of Pisa say they've uncovered a vast underground network beneath the Egyptian pyramids. They claim the radar images show massive vertical shafts, spiral staircase channels resembling pipelines for a water system, and a hidden world of structures more than 2,000 feet beneath the surface.
Dig it up. Let's dig it up.
So you're like, okay, man, that pyramid, that is crazy. It's so big. 2,000 feet below it is a whole structure. And if you're looking at the the image online, it takes up a shit ton of space. Like, it's huge. It's massive. The pyramids ain't shit. They even suggest that the legend... What's up?
They look like the towers in the Matrix. So that might just be, an old civilization where the machines had taken over.
Or this is a simulation, and that's where they're keeping us.
That too.
That could be it.
Yeah.
That's the one. Where's my body? Get it out of there. I'm getting pruny. They even suggest that the legendary Hall of Records, a purported library tied to ancient Egyptian lore, could lie within the underground complex. That's not even worth mentioning. Why are they... Okay. When we magnify the image in the future, we will reveal that beneath it lies what can only be described as a true underground city, the team said at a press conference. Probably not in English. But not all experts are convinced. Radar expert Professor Lawrence Conyers from the University of Denver called the claims a huge exaggeration, stating that the technology used radar pulses from a satellite, similar to how sonar radar is used to map the ocean, couldn't penetrate that deep into the earth. And that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, this is just one group of people that took one read, right? Nobody's gone in and checked this yet. Speaking to the Daily Mail, he cast doubt on the idea of an underground city, but acknowledged that smaller structures may be found underneath the pyramids, underscoring how the Mayans and other people in ancient Mesoamerica often built pyramids on top of the entrances to caves or caverns that had ceremonial significance. So this might be, I guess they're saying there could be some natural stuff down there that just kind of existed, maybe. But it doesn't matter. It's 2,000 feet below the surface.
Dig it up. Let's find out.
Even if it's like stone that they, worked around to carve out these cylinders, I mean, it's still crazy. In a similar vein, Egyptian archaeologist Dr. Zay Hawass told the National that the researchers were completely wrong and argued that their so-called discovery lacks any scientific basis. Anyway, this will be fun to track. The images that they're sharing online are just absolutely bonkers, and I hope it's real. I hope it's real because, holy crap, what would that mean? This day in history, I wanted to give you some space news. March 26, 1958, U.S. Army launches Explorer 3 satellite. On March 26th, the United States launched the satellite. Explorer 3 was almost identical to Explorer 1, the first satellite the U.S. ever launched. Explorer 3 was first successful launch in the series after Explorer 1. Explorer 3 launched on a Juno rocket from Cape Canaveral, Florida, and entered an eccentric orbit. This means it was following a long elliptical path around the Earth. Its payload included a cosmic ray counter and a micrometeorite detector.
What happened to number 2? It just went from 1 to 3.
Blew up.
Okay.
It's kind of what it sounds like. So, this day in history. Excellent. Michael, tell us what's going on at Hoppin this week, brother.
The theme of the week is comedy. So we have our recurring Wednesday night show tonight with Hugo Gonzalez. He's going to come out and start open mic sign-ups. I think you have to sign up ahead of time. I'm not sure, but he's going to host comedy from 6:30 to 8:30 every Wednesday. And then this Friday is our monthly Caliente comedy show. Starts at 8:30. Nice. So an hour. I think she has 6 or 7 comics slated to come out and do a handful of sets. Should be a great time, especially with the new look.
And it's say whatever you want about Esperanza. Go ahead, say it. But she puts on one hell of a show.
Yeah, no, it's great. And for food, we have I think food every day. That's one thing people always want when they come. You can always order whatever you want or bring what you want in. But we have the Coney cart.
Yeah. I tried out one of his hot dogs. I walked out there. I was like, I want to hear about this $100 hot dog. And he just started laughing. He's like, we don't do that all the time. It's like, that was kind of a one-off. I was like, well, you're a silly man because that needs to be like a Fort Worth thing.
I did say that. I did tell you it was a one-time thing.
I know. But I had to, I'm going to put that idea in his head. I was like, man, when I went to Fort Worth, I got to see the cattle drive, and I went to the stockyards, and I went to Billy Bob's, Texas, and I dropped by Hoppin, and I got to try that $100 hot dog that you can only get in Cowtown.
Why are you talking like that?
Because that's how that guy talks.
Okay.
he used to talk a lot different, but then he went to Fort Worth and he got that $100 hot dog, and now he kind of talks like this.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, the hot dogs are great. I got.
They are good.
I've had a couple of them. They're fantastic.
And now you look like a manatee.
And now I talk like this. It's really weird. But no, on Friday we have I believe it's Vietnamese street food food truck. It's going to be really good. They've been here before. It is outstanding.
Cool.
And then poker on Sunday. Every Sunday we have 2 poker tournaments. It's hosted by AHL Poker, and $150 and $100 cash prize for winners.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. You like poker? You like money? Come on out.
Yep.
Cool. And y'all need to come check out the new vibe, man. If you've been to Hoppin, it's totally different now, and I'm here for it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of other additions you purchase to spruce this little place up.
Swimming pool. I'm putting a swimming pool right in front of the stage.
That could be cool. The turtles will enjoy it.
Yep. Turtles will love it.
Excellent. We went long today, guys. Thank y'all so much for hanging with us and making Fort Worth Roots Morning Show part of your day.
What about turtle fact? You want a turtle fact?
Oh, my God. I totally forgot about turtle fact.
You referenced turtles. I thought you were going to give me a
That would have been a good segue.
Yeah.
It would have been.
But you're just going to close the show.
Let's hear it. What do you got?
Okay, this one's different. It's about turtles, but let me start with there is the flat Earth theory out there. Okay. Some folks believe the Earth is flat.
Are you going to tell us turtles started this?
Part of, I believe, the mythology of one, I don't know, maybe it's all, but some sector of the flat Earth movement, they believe that this flat Earth is resting on the shell
of a tortoise,
of a giant turtle swimming or flying through space.
Okay, well, that seems to make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
So, today, as you float through outer space on the back of a giant tortoise, we hope that you will choose love and gratitude every chance you get. Till tomorrow, folks. Good day.
Morning, 'cause she got that soul, and she give it to me. So she got that soul.